morning. How are you this morning? I actually think it should be Thankful Tuesday because, man, yesterday was crazy busy, but I am so thankful. First of all, thank you for my husband. Just let me shout out for Tim showing up and taking care of so much for me yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for people that know what they're doing. Hire a professional. Just so you know, hire a professional. And so we had, drama here. We had a rodent get into our main air conditioning system's ductwork. So it came in from outside, of course, ripped our metal on the side of the building. That is the holder, I guess, of getting the air into the building from the 5-ton unit. I don't know, really, I guess the tunnel, whatever you want to call it. And it got in there and it ate through our entire ductwork from the 5-ton unit all the way to where it comes out. And so it has been special around here. So they had to re-ductwork it all. When that stuff was coming out of the attic area or crawl space, whatever you want to call it, it filled a whole entire dumpster of eaten stuff. He did look around up there. He wasn't sure if it was still up there. It's very hard to see up there, but did get all. We have AC. Thank you, Jesus, for our equipment to be cold. Thank you, Jesus, it got done. And it is foamed back in. Tim's got to come in. There was some mesh metal stuff and more foam, but right now it is secure and it shouldn't be able to get in right now. So thankful. Then the trapper came, and I know you guys, before you get mad at me, they want to trap it and remove it to another whatever. So we have a plan. They taught Tim some stuff on that. I'm thankful for a business that will share the knowledge. I mean, the man must have saw my face yesterday that I was like done. Financially, it was a big day, and I had bumper to bumper people and people everywhere. And like I said, thankful for Tim to be here. But I think the man just saw that, okay, I just can't do much more. And told my husband the things to do. We do have a trap. He gave us a couple hints to do that, and then how to remove them to a different area or whatever, or some other ideas. So we got that taken care of. Shane stopped by and fixed the automation CD drawer. So we had to order new CD drawers for that. Yes, it's been a very costly few days, just I want to tell you. But God. I can sit here and feel the little air cooling down the building. And I am thankful. In the grand scheme of things, it's stuff. Yep. And you have to repair it. You have to do maintenance. It's just that when something destroys something for no apparent reason, and that's exactly what I feel like. There was no food. They didn't gain anything by tearing up my ductwork. That was the upsetting part. And then we had a problem outside, out back. Somebody moved in on our property over the weekend and just left chaos on the property. And so thankful again for my husband. He took 2 dumpsters back there and he got all that mess cleaned up. And I appreciate that so much. That was a very weird feeling yesterday. Now, I know God protects WAPN. I pray over WAPN. I walk the corners of WAPN. I never have fear at WAPN, but I do have wisdom at WAPN. So yesterday morning, I was going to go bless somebody with something out of one of the storage units. So I was walking out there. Nobody was around. So there was no businesses open or nothing yet. And I knew the air conditioning guy would be here in like 30 minutes. And I had a huge list yesterday and I was checking it off and getting it done. And I walked out there to go into the storage unit and I saw this chaos. And I had a check in my spirit. Now, when God puts a check in your spirit, pay attention. So I had this check in my spirit, and I said, if I go in that warehouse and somebody is to shut the door, nobody would know I was in there. I mean, you could see on camera, so my husband and my daughter would figure it out. But, how long could it be? And my phone doesn't really work inside the metal building very good. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So I took a picture, and I sent it to my husband, and my husband's like, first response, I'll take care of it. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. So thankful for a husband that says, I'll take care of it. And so I just left it, and then I waited till the air conditioner guy was here, and I said, I'm just going to go out there and take care of this because I've got somebody coming. I just wanted you to know that I was out there, and, no problem. And so I went and got what I needed to get, brought it in. See, when you're going to bless somebody, the devil is a liar, just so you know. And I felt like these last few days, because we're getting ready to do something cool around here, I feel like, the tack has just been like overwhelming, but evidently you don't know me. Overwhelming keeps me going. Overwhelming pushes me harder. So just bring it, because I'm going to defeat it. And so, yesterday was just putting out one thing after another, literally. And thankful for a husband, thankful for Shane stopping by, thankful the chief of police was here, showed him what was going on. What a great interview with him about the city of Holly Hill. I love our little city of Holly Hill. And so, and I can't wait to take the gun safety class thing. And so it was just great. And then the bold ladies were here yesterday and went to that event last night. And shout out to Andrea. I just want to say shout out to Andrea. She is a wonderful lady that always makes sure that my daughter eats, and I really appreciate that. Have friends, have associates, have people in your life that pay attention and do those extra little things, and I really do appreciate that lady. She is a wonderful, awesome lady, and so thank you. But the Bold Lady event at Anderson Building, that is the charity of the month, the Anderson Building in Ormond Beach. It is a historical building, and they raised $1,000 for them. Woohoo! $1,000 for a nonprofit is life-changing. And so I stopped by there last night, and that was fun to see everybody and see the different products that were available and stuff. So all in all, it was just a busy, great day. I got home and my husband had dinner already, and I appreciate that so much. Yes, he cooks too. Yes, he is amazing, shows up, takes care of all my stuff, is always complimentary to me, cooks dinner for me. I know, I am blessed. And watched a movie and watched this really good show. I mean, I don't even know the name of it, but it was really good, and it made me cry. And so I know that is not like, how is that good, Shell? Because I am thankful. And it was more about thankful as I was watching that show for my life. Sometimes in the midst of being so busy and interviewing and running here and there and dealing with the overwhelming stuff of WAPN, and yes, it can be overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, it's perfect every day. But there's a lot of behind the scene things that happen here. And so just to take an hour and sit there and absorb and see the goodness of God. And I saw all that in the show. I saw how thankful I am. Tim and I have been married over 32 years. And we enjoy each other. He drives me crazy and he makes me laugh all in the same. And that is very special to have that relationship. And we like the same kind of stuff and we do and so it was just a great reminder of don't take stuff for granted. In a moment's notice, everything can change. Everything, even here, like the air conditioning system, I thought it was because the season was changing, because every time the season changes, it takes the building a few minutes to catch up. Now, thankful we figured out that was not the problem, that the rodent had made a nest and ate through the ductwork, and we're able to get it fixed before the dog days of summer. But that is just life. That is just life. In the grand scheme of things, I'm thankful that I serve a God that knows everything about me, from every hair on my head to everything I think to everything I do. And as constantly cheering me on, constantly keeping me going. And I love it when people say, well, what do you do all day? Do you just play radio? And I just giggle when people say that to me. Yes, I get to play radio. Yes, I get to do some wonderful interviews. And yes, I get to share about the different ministries in our area and the different nonprofits in our area. And that is just my heartbeat. That is totally my heartbeat. But I also have to deal with the stuff on the property, and I have to deal with the equipment that gets broken and people don't let me know, and just stuff. And then God just smiles on me and shows me that I have a wonderful husband that is always there to help me. I have a great family, and I get to go to lunch with my granddaughters. The last few years since COVID, I've changed a lot of things. I am living the life that I always wanted to live. And people always say, well, what does that mean? I always wanted to be a pink lady. And if you know what a pink lady is a lady at the hospital that like brings your cards around or your flowers or stops by to see if you need anything and is like the little cheerleader of the hospital. And when we went through a season of being at the hospital a lot, I would sit in the room waiting for the report or whatever. And the pink ladies, they were fine and they were nice, but I just didn't feel like it was what I thought it was, I guess is the best answer. And so as COVID happened and everybody started doing appointments and life changed and the radio station changed, we were doing remote things from making it like a drive-through at churches to turn the whole entire front room into a food bank that people would stop by and we would bless them with food and just the different things that we did. And nonprofits became such a huge part of my life. I felt like that was a bridge that we were gapping between the churches and the nonprofits by allowing them to have information of things that are in our town that we don't even know about. And that helps the people in our congregations. That helps the people that come to our churches and say, I'm in need of this or I'm in need of that. And what are the resources out there? And so we've been doing that for the last several years. And I have met so many amazing nonprofits. And I'm thankful for the airwaves that we've been able to use WAPN's airwaves to send out the love of God word every single day, to pray for people every single day, to have awesome music every single day. And then, of course, to bridge the gap between the nonprofits and the church. What a remarkable, wonderful thing we have got to do. And then we get to be in the community all the time. And so I'm in the community a lot now. That was always a desire of my heart, to volunteer. I get to do that. I get to go to these amazing, wonderful things. I get to do the amazing, wonderful interviews. I get to help amazing churches, get their word out about what is going on. So I'm so blessed. So I am a pink lady on steroids. That's what I always say now. I'm a pink lady on steroids. And I love this community. We are going to do some wonderful things in Holly Hill. We have the chief of police coming on. We have Becky from the city going to come in and interview the businesses of Holly Hill and let you know what goes on in Holly Hill. That little strip between Ormond and Daytona. I think we're like 4 miles, so maybe we're 2 miles this way. I don't know. I'd like to get that statistic and let you know what our little city offers you. The mayor will be in here and the city manager talking all things, Holly Hill and how you can be in Holly Hill. Just excited to see what God and how God is going to use the airwaves. And so tune in. You don't know what's going on. And of course, we're getting ready to be part of the Hope Fest in August. That's going to be a big event at Manatee Island. Lots of different rappers and testimonies and all that. That's huge here. And that is August 22nd right here on Manatee Island. For more information, you can head on over to WAPN's Facebook, scroll down, you're going to find out more information about that. Then we have the new rock show. I guess it's not new anymore. I guess we're a few months old now. But I tell you, I love it when it says when the preaching ends, the rock begins, or whatever the saying is. I got to get the saying down right. I just know that it's funny how I know when it is and I know what days it is. But I get in my car, and I'm not in my car usually at that time of day. That is our dinner time. So usually our day is winding down, and I'm eating dinner with Tim. We sit at the dinner table every single night together and eat dinner. So usually I'm, like I said, eating dinner. But lately, God has had me in the car or whatever, and I am thoroughly enjoying the rock show. I think about it. I grew up in rock and roll radio stations, secular rock and roll radio stations when I was young. I went to plenty of rock concerts when I was a teenager. And here I am full circle. Now we have a Christian rock show on WAPN. So that is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 6 to 7. I hope you tune in and listen to that. And we're going to have some great things going on. And I've got new programs starting, and I've got people calling, wanting programs. How can I help you become part of the WAPN family? I would love to help you in your ministry, love to help you in your nonprofit become part of the WAPN family. You can email me, text me, whatever you need to do, and let's join in on Christian radio. Well, let's get this day going. Yeah, I should be thankful Tuesday because I'm in awe of what God did around here yesterday. So thank you, everybody that's been praying for WAPN, everybody that's been donating to WAPN. Thank you so much. I'm just thankful. You've got to understand, this is God's heart. He wants to pour out his goodness in your life. He wants to amaze you with his favor. I really believe he amazed me yesterday with his favor. Yes, it was a lot of money, but it could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot more. And I'm thankful for businesses, like I said, that could see I was overwhelmed and said, let me give you some ideas and see if your husband and you can do it this way first. Now, when they say my husband and I, that means my husband, just so you know. Yeah, so I'm thankful. Thankful to have a husband that will jump right in and take care of it. Well, y'all, it is Tuesday, April 14th. Get your taxes done, 2026. The weather's 79, almost my perfect weather with a low of 64. Madison, 87 with a low of 57. So they're getting close to my crazy weather. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Katie and Dawn and Jennifer and Mark and everybody else that's celebrating a birthday, anniversary, whatever you're celebrating. Happy. Today is something I have never had in my life. Happy Peach Cobbler Day. Yeah, I like peaches. I don't like real peaches that you bite into, but I do like peaches in the syrupy stuff. But I don't think I've ever had a peach cobbler. I know the weird things about my life. We all have a wonderful, great day. I am praying for you as you pray